Welcome to this edition of Cibola Treasures. I'm Barbara Wesley, your host. Well, we have a cooking show for you this season, and then we have an artist that we're wanting to introduce to you, Jonathan Olguin. And then keep hearing that what we need in grants are jobs, jobs, jobs. Well, there was a job fair, and we were there. So there are jobs in Cibola County, so stay tuned. Well, we have about a month before our elections, and it's really important that if you're not registered to vote, you need to register. And then if you are registered to vote, you need to get out and vote. Your vote does count. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Cibola Treasures, brought to you by Seven Cities Productions and Comcast.
Hello, I'm Craig from Air Care Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing Supply here in Grants, New Mexico, located on 105 Gulf Drive in Grants, New Mexico, just up from Smith's, past the Good Sam on the left. You'll see our streamer up there. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about your cooling systems and stuff like that. A lot of people, they have 20-year-old cooling and heating systems, somewhat outdated, and I have a lot of people coming in here nowadays, and they're kind of wanting to find out what their options are as far as new equipment. The technology just came out since obviously 20 years ago, a lot's changed. So, have the people come in, we go over their system, we check out their house, they kind of give me a basic design of their house, and we can go through there and size a piece of equipment, or if they're wanting swamp coolers and a regular heater, or if they're wanting refrigerated air, we kind of help them do that. We've had quite a few in here, so I thought I'd let the rest of the community know about it. You come in here, kind of give me a basic design of your house, square footage of your house, where your cooler's located, where your heater's located, and we could come up with a really good plan on how to change your system out and put you a system in that will cool and heat your house, whether it be refrigerated air or swamp cooler. So come on in and check us out. We have a lot of people doing this nowadays. It doesn't cost a nickel to come in and check it out. Or give us a call. It's 287-9031. My cell number is 290-1557. Come in and see us, we'll talk about that. So, and there's no dumb questions, and I may have a dumb answer, but we'll find out the right answer and give you the right resolution to your problem. We have all kinds of plumbing supplies. So if you have a toilet that's leaking, or if you have a faucet that's leaking, or a sink strainer that's leaking, come on down. We've got the flappers, we've got the whole sinks, we have the faucets, toilets, whatever you need down here, come down and check us out. We also have swamp cooler parts, lots of swamp cooler parts. And those swamp coolers, you have to check them periodically every couple of months. Good idea on those swamp coolers is to dump a cap of Clorox in there every couple of months, just to disinfect that, because we've got that Zika virus coming around, and that Clorox will kill any of those little funguses that grow in there. Put a little Clorox in there, smells not too bad. Put that in there. Also check your hoses, make sure you don't have puddles around your yard. Mosquitoes are coming and it's going to be bad. So come on down and check us out. We've got advice on that. We've got the descalers for your coolers. Put it right in the line. It's a filtering system that descales. It's a good product to keep your filters from plugging up too fast. If you need some advice, if you need a contractor, if you need somebody to come to your house, give us a call. We've got a list of contractors here that can come and fix you up, or if you need advice on how to fix it yourself. So come on in and check us out. We've got a lot of products. 105 Gulf Drive, Ranch, New Mexico, 287-9031, and my cell is 290-1557. Come and see us. We've got a lot of products for you.
Welcome to this segment of Cibola Treasures. In our studio today is John Olguin, and I want to welcome you, John. You are a young man that grew up in this community, but tell our audience what you're involved in now and what you do.
I'm a glass worker, specifically a flame worker, so that means we use a torch as opposed to a large furnace. And I've been working glass since 2008. I got into it after I saw my mom and Bridie and some other local artists doing classes at NMSU, and I got really interested into it after seeing a demo done by Lewis Wilson. So then, after about 7 or 8 years, we opened up Fusion at 310 West High Street, and it's a place where we want to fuse all these different artists and their skills and really just come together for community and support local artists.
Okay. Well, we've got some of your work here, so why don't we start with this piece, and why don't you tell our audience what, now this is a pendant.
This is a pendant, yes.
And so it's got all these amazing colors in here. I could see this being worn on a gown, a high neck gown, and just
Right.
a beautiful. Even it doesn't even have to be an evening affair. It could even be worn with some blues and turquoise and black
Right,
and
yeah.
some other colors that are complementary to this. So tell our audience what you've done here.
So this right here is a silver fume implosion, where we actually use 90, it's 0.999 pure silver, so it's really pure, and when it vaporizes, it leaves colors that are translucent. So this is actually, if you wore it on white, it would be different than if you wore it on black. And so we implode it, and then when we come back later and add this top color, this is some cobalt accent on the top, and I think it really brings out the hues.
Right. Well, it's a magnificent piece.
Thank you.
I could see this being worn in elegant settings as well as casual settings. Now, this is an interesting little guy here. So, what is he?
So this is a little scorpion. It reminds me of where I'm from in the Southwest, and I'm sure we all see these little guys. And this one particularly I made at Fusion. We do live demos, and I made this in front of a live audience where this technique is called latticino, which is an Italian term for the spiral and the way it's span in there. It's very common glass blowing technique, and this is my favorite blue, which is cobalt blue for the legs and the arms.
Okay. And if you can see this, there's just different colors even in this I see some orange, I see some different colors in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have this little turtle. Now, I grew up where turtles were common, and as a child I had turtles. And so this reminds me of seeing turtles on a log, sunning themselves, and then jumping in the water to go get something to cool off or to get something to eat.
Hunting,
Right.
right.
So, and when I saw this, I thought, oh, a turtle with seaweed, no less. So that was my interpretation. I don't know if that was what you planned to do, but tell our audience what it is.
That's what I was planning to do. It's another one of my animal pieces, but this one, for me, it was about trying to capture the fluid and aquatic feel to glass that it has because it's translucent. So I was definitely trying to make kind of a more rounded piece using the seaweed and the translucentness of the aquatic feel. So I really think it came together with this particular piece.
It really did. So what colors are in here?
This color is actually called raindrop blue, and this green in the seaweed is called kiwi.
Okay. And as you look at it, you can see lots of different colors in this piece. And then we have another pendant. So, and this one is very different from the other one. So tell our audience what this is about.
This one is similar in the aspect that it's a silver fume implosion, but it's actually a reversal, so it's showing the opposite side of which this pendant was showing. And on the top, we've added the cobalt blue accents, but also a 24 karat gold Japanese character, which isn't a sticker, it's actually embedded into the glass at over 1,000 degrees.
My goodness. So you have been doing some traveling. You go to shows, and when you go to these shows, do you do demonstrations?
Most of the time we do. A lot of the shows we just vend.
Okay, all right. So what kind of reaction do you get when you go to these shows?
Oh, we get tons of positive reaction. People, they usually say, this is stuff that I've never seen. This is stuff that I can't find anywhere else. Reactions like, this is one of a kind. You know, you guys probably do very well. People tell us, you should come to my city. You should come to this other event. So they invite us all over the place, and we've gotten a very good response from the people, and we're just very thankful.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell our audience where you're located.
We're located at 310 West High Street. There's a big red sign that says Fusion, and we got about 24 artists, and we're looking to get more. There's tons of incredible talent in the area. Come see it.
Okay. You know, I have said for years, Santa Fe has the galleries,
Yes.
right?
Right.
But they don't necessarily have the artists.
That's right.
And in Cibola County, we have all kinds of artists. When you stop to look at the plethora of work that is produced by artists, it's such a wide variety. So it's not limited to Southwest or Native American. It's not limited to cowboy stuff. It's not limited. So we've got all of these artists that come here and utilize what we have, and there are shops all over the area that have this work. Not just your work, but a variety of artists' work.
In a vast variety of different mediums and styles, and there's a ton out there. We're globally known to be an art hub.
And maybe we should call ourselves the art colony of the Southwest.
That would be very fitting. Yeah.
Right. But I see that happening. I have a friend who's retired, and she took up some work, and she does it as a hobby, but she finds it very relaxing and soothing to do that because it's so different from the job that she held in the past.
Yeah.
And so many times an artist will find a medium that is so special just to them, and it embraces their concept of what they want to portray.
Right. It can be very rewarding in a lot of different aspects. Even for just part-time artists, it can be very therapeutic and rewarding.
Good.
We want to support that.
Okay. So, John, tell our audience again where you're located.
We're located at Fusion 310 West High Street in Grants, New Mexico.
And that's just one block off of Santa Fe Avenue. And you need to go down and check out what they have, because there are artists. I've been in there when there's just so much product in there from a variety of artists. And the other day I happened to stumble in there and saw you, and I thought, let's get this unique product out so that people know what is available to them.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And you need to go by and check out this place. Bridie Webb has taught stained glass at the university for years. Many of you are familiar with her work. She has some of hers down there. Various other artists have their work down there. And primarily, it's all glass,
Primarily.
Right.
Right.
And so you might be thinking right now, what do I want to do for Christmas gifts? Do I have a special occasion that I need something very, very different? You can go down there and spend a time, not a lot of money, but a time selecting what you want. I have a daughter that does stained glass, and she met your mother and was so impressed with the contact that she had with your mom that she wants to come back and perhaps do some stuff locally.
That's great to hear.
Yes. So, John, again, tell our audience, and do you have a telephone number if someone wanted to find out the hours that you're there?
Yeah, my phone number would be 505-287-0521. And we're located at Fusion 310 West High Street in Grants.
Okay. You need to go down and check it out. This is the first time I've seen John, but I'm quite impressed with the detail and the quality of the work that he puts into his pieces. John, thank you for joining us today with Cibola Treasures.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And it's always our pleasure to have you join us here at Cibola Treasures.
El Cafecito is an icon on historic Route 66 in Grants, serving your friends, family, and visitors for 30 years. The aroma of their famous chili welcomes you as you enter. Their friendly, efficient staff greets you. What's your favorite, red or green? El Cafecito prepares your favorite chili fresh every day. A visit to the spotless kitchen reveals where the award-winning chili is made. The efficient staff are preparing El Cafecito's famous meals you can count on. The best service every day. It's always time to go to El Cafecito. If you enjoy breakfast, you'll love breakfast at El Cafecito. Try one of the top 10 rated burritos in the state of New Mexico. Or maybe you're in the mood for eggs, bacon, and hash browns with green chili. There are so many items on the menu, even French toast. Ready for lunch? Hamburgers with French fries is a great choice. Make dining out for dinner special. Try the steak prepared just the way you like it. It's a meal you will tell your friends about. Sopapillas are good any time of the day. And that's not all. El Cafecito has just the right venue for your receptions, banquets, special occasions, and business meetings. Utilize the state-of-the-art electronics for the perfect professional presentation. Late for work or need a meal quickly? Call 285-6229. The drive-up window will have your orders in a jiffy. El Cafecito is famous for the best New Mexican food and their friendly, fast service. Located at 820 East Santa Fe Avenue.
Oh no, maybe he'll give me a warning.
108 Regional. I'll be on a traffic stop. I'm with the Cibola County Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping you is because you weren't maintaining your lane. Do you have your driver's license, registration, and insurance with you today?
Yes, I do.
Sir, have you consumed any alcohol today?
No, I haven't.
I can smell alcohol coming from the vehicle, sir. Are you sure?
Okay, maybe I had 2 beers.
Sir, place your hands behind your back for me. I'm going to be placing you under arrest for DWI.
Welcome to this segment of Cibola Treasures. We are at the county complex, and with us today is Eileen Yarbrough. Eileen, tell us what's going on here.
We're having a job fair here today at the Cibola County Complex on behalf of Cibola County, the City of Grants, and the Village of Milan. Our effort is to help those that were displaced from the layoffs at El Segundo and from the closing of the correctional facility in Milan. And so we're putting our best foot forth and hoping that we can get some of these people employed again.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to be interviewing some of the vendors or the employers here, and so thank you for putting all this on and your efforts for making it happen.
Thank you. I'm really just assisting. It was the Village of Milan and Cibola County that put forth the effort. I'm just here to help make it happen.
Okay. Well, making it happen is important, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're here with Levi Burris, and Levi, tell our audience who you represent.
I represent Good Samaritan Society here in Grants. We're the local nursing home, long-term care facility, and we are here promoting the CNA position today. We have a $1,000 sign-on bonus, and we're always looking for some good nursing assistants.
$1,000 sign-on bonus. So some of us need to get into the nursing profession, don't we?
Absolutely. It's not that hard to get into the healthcare field. Here at the community college in Grants, they offer the CNA program. It's a it takes 1 semester to complete that program, and that'll get you into the healthcare community.
Okay. Well, good luck with your prospects, and I hope you sign up the people that you need. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are with the folks from ACL, and why don't you tell our audience, first of all, your name and what ACL stands for?
Okay, my name's Debbie Andrews. I'm with ACL Hospital in Acomita, New Mexico. It's Acoma Laguna, Canecito Laguna Tribe. It's the hospital that serves the tribes in the area, and we have an urgent care and a primary care clinic, and we're here recruiting medical staff, physicians, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, but also support staff, folks that keep the hospital, that are very important to the hospital, medical records clerks, security guards, cooks. We have security housekeepers, housekeeping staff. We're very much looking for those positions, and these are federal government jobs. And we also have an urgent need, so we have some emergency hire opportunities that we can hire people very quickly and for a short period of time, and then they can become permanent.
That's wonderful. You can hire them in a short period of time and get them on. And I detect that you are not from this area. So tell our audience your name and where you're from originally.
My name is Commander Jose Burgos, and I'm from Puerto Rico originally. So I work as a nurse, staff development in Acoma, and we provide emergency medical services, obstetrics, with dental, and some other services at the unit.
Okay. And you said dental, and do you do vision as well?
Yeah, we do vision as well.
Okay. And so you are far from home if you're from Puerto Rico, right? So how does this, when you're by the sea and the mountains and the greenery, how is this affecting you to be out here in the Southwest?
Yeah. I think it's not affecting. I think it's more satisfaction when you provide care and services to this population, especially the Native Americans. And they are far away from home and family, but you find a new home and a new family and the Native.
Okay, well, thank you. Wish you success in filling those positions, because you have a wide range of positions that need to be filled. Right? And who would they contact when they go to ACL?
They can contact, actually Jose is Jose. Go ahead.
Okay, so you would be the contact person for all positions.
Well, they can call us initially, and our phone number is 505-552-5300, and we will guide them to the correct person that we process their application.
Yeah, they can ask for either myself or Jose, Debbie Andrews, or Jose.
Wonderful. Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You know, for years I've heard that one of the things that we need in Cibola County and Grants are jobs, jobs, jobs. And there are jobs in our county that need to be filled. So tell our audience your name and who you represent.
Hello, I'm Melody Pohl. I work for the Cibola County Detention Center. I am a captain there. The Cibola County is currently hiring for positions of certified medical assistant, a licensed practical nurse, registered nurses, and detention officers. We have a great benefit package. We have PRA retirement. It's really great, so come join our team.
Okay, and that's the fact that you're excited about your job. How long have you been with the detention center here in Cibola County?
A total of 7 years. I started corrections in 1998, but I've been with the Cibola County for 7 years.
Okay, very good. Well, keep in mind they have a wide variety of positions that need to be filled.
Yeah.
So go, and who would they contact when they apply?
They can come to the main county building and ask for an application there. They can also go online. We have a website online, and they can do their application online, or they can also go to the detention center and pick up an application there, whichever is more convenient for them.
Okay, thank you, Melody.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we're here at the job fair, and Mark Lotman represents a company that I was not familiar with. So why don't you tell our audience the name of the company and what you do?
Well, the company is actually a consortia of 5 companies that are forming a platform for doing remote work. We represent as many as 70 employers that have figured out how to hire, train, and manage people who work remotely, either from home or a co-working space. And Cibola County is the site of one of the first pilots for this new job creation program. And the way the program works is you come in, get a interview, and we do some work keys evaluation testing, and then matriculate you in a 4-week training program. At the end of which 90% of the candidates actually are placed in a job that they can do from home or from a co-working space, and they work in the center another 3 or 4 weeks, and then they're sent home or to the co-working center to continue their job. The jobs are W-2 jobs. These aren't commission sales or anything. The jobs range from IT work to customer service to medical. It's literally hundreds of jobs, and the 70 employers that are engaged in the program currently have literally an unlimited number of positions open. So the jobs open to people from Cibola County really aren't limited to the jobs that are available on the ground here in the community. They're actually jobs all over the world that you can actually do from home. The other really nice thing about it is we can customize the jobs to your education experience and your ambitions. If once in the program, if you want to move up, get a better paying job, or you lose your job and you need a new one, the center will replace you. Anyway, we're pretty excited about it. We think it's going to be a really important economic development program especially for rural areas.
Okay. And how would someone how would they apply or connect with you or the company?
Well, Eileen Yarborough with the Cibola Economic Development Foundation will be hosting a series of orientations. These would be meetings where are open to the public, where the program will be described, and people will be selected from those interested. In other words, we'll do a quick explanation of the program. Anyone that's interested, we'll take them through an interview process and start forming up the classes. We'll run one class a month, probably of 10 to 12, and we'll do that as long as people keep showing up.
Okay. Well, there are many, many people that are qualified here in our community, and there have been, for years, I've heard the saying, what we need are jobs, jobs, jobs. But I think that people need to be looking beyond what they think some of the historical jobs have been in our community.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And the big hope for rural communities like Grants is that your job opportunities aren't limited anymore to the jobs that are actually here on the ground in Cibola County. Your opportunities are now vast, and so I think that the first orientation is going to be Thursday the 29th at 6 o'clock in the evening over at the SBDC. So stay tuned.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to hopefully be there for that event, and we can hopefully get people connected if they can work from home and be productive and earn the living that they want to earn and contribute to our community and the economy. That would be great.
Yeah, you should be proud of your economic development group here. They've jumped at being the first pilot on this program nationally. So, yeah, it's good to see this happening in Grants.
Right. Well, thank you. And we have some other folks to interview, but good luck with your endeavors.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I have Ms. Tavoya here from the Grant-Cibola County Schools.
Yes.
And what is your position with the schools?
I work with Dwayne Toy Bannon. He's the Human Resource Director at the Grant-Cibola County Schools, and he does the hiring for all our schools in town and out of town, like Laguna, Acoma, Cabero, Cebolleta, Blue Water. So we have a lot of positions that we need to fill every year, and we need teaching positions that are still opened right now. We're always looking for substitute teachers, cooks, custodians, and for bus drivers. We have 10 schools that we have to get substitutes whenever a teacher's not there. We have signed up like 100 substitute teachers at the beginning of the school, but that's not enough. For 10 schools at 100 substitutes, it's only like 8 substitutes per school. And we usually need more than that. So if you're interested, we're looking for anybody that wants to come work for the schools. It's a great place to work.
And you provide benefits, you have retirement. Is that also for the bus drivers?
Yes, those are for permanent positions that we have the benefits for. If you're a substitute, we don't have the benefits for them, but if you become a permanent employee, then you have the retirement program, you have medical insurance, life insurance. So yeah, it's a great place to work for.
Okay, and you get to be around all those wonderful children.
Right. I don't see the kids because I work at the central office, but the teachers, yes, they have the experience to be with the kids.
Okay, well, thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
and hopefully you can fill those positions.
Thank you very much.
I have Lynette Gouroulet here, and what organization are you with, Lynette?
I'm with the Cibola Workforce Center.
Okay, and what is it that you do for our community?
I help people find jobs, and I also help them go to school to get a degree, associate degree or certificate, so they can become more eligible for jobs.
Okay. And so you assist many of these people here, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you're at a lot of job fairs, aren't you, throughout the county?
Yes, I am. And we actually put 2 on, one with Acoma, and I did another one with Laguna.
Good. Do you ever get out to Rama?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, they've got a unique community out there. You need to make a little trip out to Rama. They are quite a welcoming community, too. So if someone, say, for example, I needed to fill a position, what do you suggest that I do to work with you?
If you needed to fill out a position, you can come into the office and we'll give you a paper and you can fill it out, and then we'll put it on the jobs.state.nm.us.
Okay, so we have employers out there that say they can't fill jobs. Well, guess what? There's someone here to help you accomplish that. All you need to do is go into the office, fill out the application, and then it goes on the state network.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Lynette, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
Well, we're at the county complex, and today they've had a job fair. Just wanted to remind you that if you want a job, an exciting job in television, Seven Cities Productions has openings. So contact us also at 285-4533. We'd love to talk to you also. Thank you for joining us, and remember our sponsors. They make this show possible.
Riverside Auto Diesel is the place to go for everything mechanical. Bicycles, motorcycles, RVs, cars, and semis too. Car a little sluggish? Riverside Auto Diesel can fix you up with routine oil changes and a tune-up. Then your car or truck will have superb engine performance. Tires for every truck or car are available at Riverside Auto Diesel. You'll experience the difference with the right tire for your vehicle. Transmissions need routine service. Don't get caught in the middle of nowhere with a transmission failure. A cool car is a pleasure to drive when the weather is not. An air conditioner leak can be repaired and you're off to an enjoyable summer. When your car breaks down or you have an unfortunate accident, Riverside Auto Diesel has road service and towing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Friendly, knowledgeable, ASE certified mechanics. Riverside Auto Diesel is New Mexico state approved. For all of your mechanical and automotive needs, see Keith Ford at Riverside Auto Diesel, located at 1433 East Old Historic Route 66. Call 287-3543 or 290-7459.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer, and the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Uranium Capital Speedway is the oldest speedway in New Mexico. Racers come from all over the Southwest to race on the fast clay track. Exciting, wholesome fun for the whole family. Uranium Capital Speedway gives back through fundraising and special events. Bigger payouts for racers, go-karts, and mini sprints. Great food. Racing belongs on the track, not on the street. Go to www.uraniumcapitalspeedway.com.
Welcome to Smith's Cooking Show. We have a new cook in town, and I was introduced to something the other evening that I just could not stop eating. So our new cook is John Wesley, and he has introduced me to this new dip. So why don't you tell our audience what it is and how you go about making it?
It's simply a dip that you can either use smoked salmon or smoked trout. And it's a real mild dip so that you don't want to overpower the flavors of the fish. Just quickly, you use sour cream, cottage cheese, a little bit of French onion dip, and then a good helping of guacamole.
So this is something that you've created.
I love to just try flavors together, so I just threw it together. You had mentioned that you were struggling with eating crustaceans. Right. And so we can't do the shrimp or the oysters or the things we grew up with from Louisiana. So I wanted to come up with a solution that gives you the seafood flavor.
Okay. Well, it's to die for, I promise you. And I have also some cans of salmon, so if you wanted to simply substitute the regular salmon for these other products, you can do that. And why don't you show what one of those looks like?
It's just like a sardine can inside the box, where the can opens up, you peel it back, and you just flake the fish up and mix it in with your ingredients.
Okay.
About 2 tablespoons of the sour cream, the cottage cheese, and the guacamole, 2 tablespoons of each, and then 1 tablespoon of French onion dip for 1 can of your choice of fish.
And I'm going to tell you, it's to die for. I could eat it just without crackers or chips. It was so good. In fact, this would make a quick little evening meal for someone that did not want to have a huge evening meal, or maybe even a midday snack, a mid-afternoon snack.
Sure.
Okay, we've got more coming up, so stay tuned. Well, Smith's has had a sale on eggs, so I tried this quiche, and this particular quiche has asparagus. I used canned asparagus. I used ham, and by the way, the sliced ham at Smith's is a great choice. I also used some white cheese and a little bit of potato that I had left over from another meal. So this included, and it made a big skillet full of quiche, and I used 6 eggs, 3 slices of ham, 3/4 of a large can of asparagus, and about this much of cheese, and I just diced it really fine. And then, as I said, I had some potato left over from a breakfast a couple of days ago, and I just chopped that in because it had onion in it and some seasoning. And so this is the quiche that I prepared. And remember, Smith's has some great sales. The eggs, I couldn't believe that I was paying only 99 cents for an 18 count of eggs. And shop the sales at Smith's. You'll be surprised at how much money you can save. But this is Smith's Cooking Show, and we'll be right back with John, and he'll show you what the dip looks like in just a moment, so don't go away. Well, we're back with John, and he has prepared this wonderful dip. And this time, what have you used for the fish?
So obviously you had a choice between smoked trout, smoked salmon, normal salmon. You can even use a whole variety of different tunas that they have out in the marketplace, just to give you that seafood flavor. On this one, we use smoked salmon.
And I should mention that while we were shopping at Smith's, I found these Townhouse crackers, and they're the focaccia with Parmesan cheese. I've been trying to cut down on salt, and I noticed that this has 5 grams of salt, 5% salt, 110 milligrams of sodium. 80 calories is the number here. However, I went back to the Tostitos, and on the sodium, it has 115 milligrams, 5% salt. It's just that these taste saltier than these, so evidently the salt is really cooked into the cheese and the other ingredients that go in it. And for those of us that have high blood pressure, we need to keep our sodium intake low. But I found that these were the Tostitos were very salty for me. And I tried this one just now. And I should mention that I really like the trout better than I do the smoked salmon. But you can try it just any way that you like.
You could be on a carrot stick, on a
celery
stick. And the longer you leave it in the refrigerator, then that fishy flavor will absorb in and be a little more impact to it.
Mm-hmm. And years ago, I used to make a clam dip that was, that was similar to this. I didn't use guacamole though. I simply used the French onion, the sour cream. I did not use cottage cheese, and this has cottage cheese. Also, for us that are looking for some healthy options, cottage cheese is really a good option for us to be selecting at the market. So, as I mentioned earlier, eggs were on sale, sodas were on sale, and we've been doing a lot of grilling, and the Kroger brand bratwurst is almost half price of the other bratwurst. So keep in mind that Smith's has some great deals out there. They also have some new varieties of apples. It's apple season right now, and if you're wanting to make apple cake, apple pies, whatever you might want to do with apples, keep in mind that they've got a whole variety of really wonderful apples right now. I want to thank you for introducing us and our audience to this new dip.
Enjoy it.
Okay, will do. And we want you to enjoy Smith's and the Smith's Cooking Show. Remember, you can call and ask us for things that you might want us to demonstrate or have on our show. We're always looking for ideas for you, and if you have an idea that you believe would work well for our audience, for the community, just let us know, because that's what we're here for. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of the Smith's Cooking Show.
We had been called up for the first time. Wildfires were getting close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Rochelle of First Street Cafe has been known as the Pie Lady for years. 2 years in a row, First Street Cafe has received the Best Dessert designation by the Grant-Cibola County Chamber of Commerce. Just a few of the breakfast items include quiche with fresh fruit, First Street's breakfast burrito, and check out the huge pancake. Lunch features a French dip sandwich with homemade potato salad. The special soup of the day and sandwich is sure to satisfy. First Street's chili bean soup is a crowd pleaser. The menu for breakfast and lunch offers a selection that will make your meal ever so special. Let's save room for dessert. Homemade coconut cream pie is a favorite, and it sells out quickly. Let's not forget the pecan pie and the cheesecake. Sugar-free desserts are available too. Rochelle and her staff welcome you to the best dessert in Cibola County. Plus, there's so much more to enjoy at First Street Cafe, located at 1600 West Santa Fe Avenue. For takeout orders, call 287-7111.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A covenant that split the skies over Berlin. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A promise was made. A solemn oath that liberated Seoul. A sacred trust that defended Quezon. A pact that dug in Da Nang, a contract that weathered Tet. A promise was made, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, a bond that patrolled door to door in Fallujah, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans, a promise we all must keep. DAV fights for all veterans and their families so they get the health care, financial benefits, and support they earned. If you're a veteran who needs help or you'd like to help us keep the promise, visit DAV.org.
The Early Bird Program. Attempts at improving education at the local, state, and federal levels have failed to produce success, and we know why. There is a research-based program with a performance track record that provides the educational tools for children and their parents. For over 47 years, the Early Bird Program has demonstrated the process to children and families with proven success. What is the future of this child? Failure or success? Minority children's lived experiences are generally no preparation for beginning school. If learning powers and social responsibility and an unwillingness to participate. Early childhood experiences exert a dramatic and precise impact, physically determining how the intricate neural circuits of the brain are wired. The baby's brain is not fully developed, but is a computer that is being programmed from birth. Babies are born with all senses fully developed. They take in what they see, hear, feel, taste, and smell. However, we fail to look at the proven research. Our children cannot learn unless we take the first step. There are 6 steps for changing failure in our schools to success with the Early Bird Program. They are simple and economical. First, Early Bird is developed to reach the child from birth to 5 years of age. Next, Early Bird employs the greatest natural resources: parents, grandparents.
This is the word left, and this is the word right. Okay, now, sweetheart. Which side is the word left? Left. Go like this. Yes. And which side is right? Okay, thank you.
And siblings. Not only is the family the best teacher of infants and toddlers, but it's the most likely to be dedicated to the child's success over the long term, even into school. Early Bird is economical. It does not require buses, buildings, expensive commercial equipment, or a staff of paid teachers. Restrictive governmental financial regulations for participation do not apply. Fourth, Early Bird's effectiveness utilizes the home environment itself that interacts with and supports the curriculum. Other materials are developed, produced, and individualized for the home environment by the Early Bird Program. Early Bird sites can be established in rooms utilized by WIC centers, senior citizen centers, and church education programs.
Most of the families I see are recruited from the WIC office here. And I see the bulk of the people here, and I come here mostly every day. This works out well since the WIC families serve children from birth through 5 years of age.
And finally, Early Birds are ready to begin school unafraid. They're prepared to listen, to focus, to begin and complete tasks, and have highly developed motor skills, and they know how to interact with adults and peers. Early Birds have learned to enjoy learning. Early Bird integrates the fundamental learning powers of visual and auditory, perception and acuity, and motor sensory skills. For 47 years, Early Bird, a program like no other, has demonstrated this process with proven success. Our children cannot learn unless we take the first step.
I'm a grandparent. I help my grandchildren to read, to write, and be ready for school.
Early Bird is an interactive intervention program designed to prepare 1 to 5-year-olds for school success. Each month, the mother will be given a new set of material from the curriculum, thus building on the previous lessons. With each lesson, the child's brain is being programmed to focus, to listen, to look, to interact, and to communicate. The Early Bird curriculum includes visual and auditory, acuity, physical self, motor development, learning to learn, and writing to learn. When starting kindergarten, the child is prepared socially and emotionally as well as academically. The program has been utilized and successfully documented in Harlem, New York, New Orleans, Louisiana, Nigeria, and more recently at St. Michael Indian School on the Navajo Reservation. Since 1997, more than 2,500 early birds on the Navajo Reservation and their families have embraced the concept of school readiness and eagerly look forward to receiving updated set of materials to work on a regular basis in their respective homes. St. Michael Indian School, a pioneer in education on the Navajo Reservation, recognized the Early Bird program as representing the new forefront in education and housed the program when funding began with Dr. Michael Winston, president of the Alfred Harcourt Foundation. This valuable funding will cease in 2007-2008 fiscal year. In order to continue this valuable program, Early Bird needs your voice, your support, your encouragement, and influence to continue and expand the Early Bird programs on the Navajo Reservation and across the United States. Who will help us reach children and their families across the nation? Early Bird needs you. Well, we have about a month before our elections, and it's really important that if you're not registered to vote, you need to register. And then if you are registered to vote, you need to get out and vote. Your vote does count. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Cibola Treasures, brought to you by 7 Cities Productions and Comcast.